What if your favorite breakfast cereal is actually the worst way to start your day? The moment you wake up, your body sets a trap that most people never even notice. By 8 in the morning, your fat storage switch is fully flipped to the on position. You probably ate less yesterday and moved more, yet the scale stubbornly refuses to budge. This frustrating cycle is not a failure of willpower or discipline on your part at all. This is a biological trap that springs shut before you even pour your morning coffee. Stay with me because this 3-minute habit completely rewrites those old metabolic rules. You have not failed at weight loss. The outdated system of advice has failed you. Nobody ever explained that your body after 50 runs on a completely different playbook. The same diet habits that worked wonders at 35 are now actively working against you. That harsh reality is not your fault whatsoever. It is simply the raw truth of biology. And the beautiful news is that biology can be gently guided and fixed with precision. What I am about to show you takes exactly 3 minutes of your busy morning. No expensive gym membership, no weird supplements, and absolutely no skipping breakfast required. Just 3 minutes done correctly every single day, and the research backs this up. This routine may lower your fasting insulin faster than skipping your morning meal entirely. Here is what nobody tells you about your sleeping body before you open your eyes. In the final hours of sleep, a powerful hormone called cortisol begins its natural rise. This cortisol awakening response is completely normal and perfectly designed to wake you up. But this is precisely where the metabolic trap is set for the unsuspecting over 50 crowd. When cortisol spikes, it signals your busy liver to release stored glucose into your blood. You have not eaten a single bite, yet your blood sugar is already climbing upward. This hidden morning glucose release is what medical experts call the dawn phenomenon. Your hard-working pancreas then releases insulin to manage that unexpected sugar surge. So before you even sit down to eat, your insulin levels are already significantly elevated. Researchers now call this destructive pattern the morning insulin trap for good reason. 9 out of 10 people over 50 walk straight into this trap without knowing it. Now watch what most people do next and tell me if this sounds painfully familiar. You roll over, grab your phone, and scroll through social media for 10 long minutes. That mental stress from bad news spikes your cortisol levels even higher than before. Then you shuffle to the kitchen and grab a bowl of sugary cereal or sweet pastry. That quick sugar hits your already elevated blood glucose like gasoline on a raging fire. Then you sit down at your desk or table and your muscles stay completely dormant. Here is the critical problem with this all-too-common morning sequence that everyone ignores. Your muscles are your body's primary system for disposing of excess glucose from meals. When those large muscles remain inactive, they cannot clear that blood sugar efficiently. By 8 a.m., your fat storage switch is fully on and your metabolism runs backward. Insulin stays elevated, fat burning stops, and your entire day has barely started. That single morning sequence silently keeps visceral belly fat locked in place forever. Now here is why this metabolic nightmare hits harder after the age of 50. This is the exact point where most mainstream health advice completely fails you. After 50, 4 major metabolic shifts happen simultaneously inside your aging body. Leading experts like Dr. Jason Fung explain this metabolic breakdown with perfect clarity. First, your muscle mass naturally declines at a rate of 1 to 2% yearly. By age 55, that adds up to a 15 to 20% reduction in muscle. Less muscle mass means less glucose disposal and more insulin required to keep up. Second, your mitochondria slow down. These are the energy factories inside every cell. As they age, they burn fat less efficiently and depend more on glucose for fuel. This makes your blood sugar swings more dramatic and recovery from them painfully slower. Third, your sleep quality drops significantly, which disrupts your entire hormonal balance. Harvard research confirms that poor sleep alone raises fasting insulin by 20%. High insulin disrupts your sleep, and that vicious cycle continues to feed itself. Fourth, your key hormones shift dramatically. For women, menopause drops protective estrogen. Estrogen previously helped maintain insulin sensitivity, but now that protection is gone. For men, declining testosterone changes how glucose is metabolized and where fat stores. None of this biological reality is discussed in mainstream health content anywhere. None of this is addressed by simply eating less or walking more every evening. That is precisely why the old approach stops working and a new one is essential. Consider Susan, a 56-year-old teacher from Ohio who tried every possible diet. She cut carbs, skipped breakfast, and walked every evening without seeing any change. The scale barely moved, and that stubborn belly fat refused to budge at all. Then, on a random Tuesday morning, she started this 3-minute habit without much hope. By Friday morning, she stood on her bathroom scale and saw a shocking number. It was a number she had not seen on that digital display in over 4 years. Here is the exact 3-minute sequence she followed that produced those incredible results. The moment you wake up, before you check your phone or touch your coffee pot, you must move your body for just 60 seconds of large muscle activation work. Here is why this simple movement works so powerfully to change your metabolic state. When your muscles contract, they activate something called the GLUT4 pathway inside cells. This pathway allows your muscles to absorb blood sugar directly without needing any insulin. You are actively lowering your insulin demand before you have eaten a single calorie. Here is what those 60 seconds of movement look like in your daily routine. Perform 10 slow body weight squats, going as low as feels comfortable for you. Then do 10 standing marches, lifting each knee up to hip height one at a time. Finally, do 10 slow calf raises, rising up on your toes and lowering with control. That is it. You are not working out or breaking a sweat in the gym. You are simply waking your muscles up so they can do their proper job. And their primary job is to clear that excess glucose from your bloodstream immediately, right now, when it matters most, before that glucose turns into stored belly fat. Now your muscles are activated, and it is time to calm that cortisol spike down. Remember that cortisol is already naturally elevated in the morning to wake you up. A little cortisol is fine, but too much keeps the fat storage switch permanently stuck. The fastest and most evidence-backed way to lower cortisol in real time is controlled breathing. Dr. Matthew Walker from UC Berkeley has studied this specific breathing technique extensively. Slow, deliberate breathing activates your vagus nerve, the master regulator of your nervous system. When your vagus nerve fires properly, your body shifts from stress into a recovery state. Here is the exact breathing technique that takes only 60 seconds to complete. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4 seconds, nice and deep. Hold that breath at the top for another count of 4 seconds, comfortably. Breathe out gently through your mouth for a count of 4 seconds, releasing tension. Hold your breath at the bottom for a final count of 4 seconds before repeating. Repeat that entire 4-part cycle 4 times in a row to complete the minute. During those 60 seconds, your cortisol drops, inflammation decreases, and insulin sensitivity improves. Your body is now perfectly primed to burn fat for energy instead of storing it. The final 60 seconds is incredibly simple, yet it is one of the most overlooked steps. Drink 16 ounces of water at room temperature or slightly warm for better absorption. Add one of two things to that water for an extra metabolic boost. Either add a quarter teaspoon of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt to your glass, or add a generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice to enhance the flavor and benefits. Here is why this final step matters more than most people ever realize about hydration. By morning, you were in a mild state of dehydration from 7 hours without water. Even mild dehydration raises cortisol levels and thickens your blood significantly. It slows your body down and makes it harder to transport vital nutrients effectively. It also impairs your ability to clear metabolic waste, including fat-burning byproducts. The salt helps your body absorb and retain that water at the cellular level properly. This is especially important after 50, when kidney efficiency naturally changes over time. Lemon juice contains compounds that research suggests support insulin receptor sensitivity directly. Drink that water slowly and take the full 60 seconds to finish it completely. Do not rush this final step because hydration is the foundation of all metabolism. 3 minutes total, muscles activated, cortisol calmed, and cells fully hydrated. Your insulin system is now working proactively for you, not against you anymore. However, most people do these 3 minutes right and then undo everything with breakfast. Here is the golden rule backed by Cornell Medical Center research you must follow. Eat protein and healthy fat before you touch any carbohydrates every single morning. When you eat carbohydrates first, like bread, cereal, fruit, or oatmeal, they convert fast. That glucose triggers a massive insulin spike before your body shifts into fat-burning mode. When you eat protein and fat first, you activate your body's natural GLP-1 response. That is the exact same mechanism that expensive prescription fat loss medications target effectively. And you can trigger that powerful response for free with the right food choices. A great first meal after this habit looks simple, strategic, and completely sustainable. Eat 2 or 3 eggs cooked in olive oil for protein and healthy fat together. Add half an avocado for healthy fat, fiber, and potassium to support your cells. Include a small handful of walnuts or almonds for sustained energy throughout the morning. Drink black coffee or green tea if you consume caffeine, because both support insulin sensitivity. This meal is simple, strategic, and completely sustainable for your long-term health. Here is what Susan experienced and what you can reasonably expect from this routine. By day 3, the morning puffiness around her belly was noticeably reduced and flat. Her sleep felt much deeper and she woke up with more energy before any coffee. By day 14, she pulled out a pair of jeans from the back of her closet. She had not worn those jeans since the summer of 2019, over 4 years ago. She buttoned them easily while standing alone in her Ohio bathroom, and she cried. That emotional moment was not about a number on a digital scale at all. It was about finally feeling like her old self again after years of struggle. By day 30, Susan had lost 11 pounds without starving herself or suffering. Her afternoon energy crashes were completely gone, and her cravings for sugar dropped. Her desire for bread and sweets had diminished significantly without any willpower battle. She achieved all of this with just 3 minutes every morning and one simple meal rule. No expensive gym membership, no weird supplements, and absolutely no skipping meals. Just the right biological signals sent to her body at the exact right time. If this is the first time someone has explained why your morning is working against you, then hit the like button right now, not for the algorithm, but for yourself. Consider that one tap as a powerful promise that tomorrow morning will be different. That small gesture matters more than you think for your subconscious commitment to change. Next week, we are releasing the exact 7-day meal sequence that works perfectly alongside this habit. This meal plan accelerates fat loss even faster for people over 50 years old. People who are subscribed to this channel will get it the moment it drops. If you are not subscribed yet, do it right now and hit the notification bell. You absolutely do not want to miss what is coming next week for your health. Finally, drop the word morning in the comments section below this video right now. Just that single word tells your brain that this commitment is real and permanent. It also tells us that this kind of content is exactly what you need more of. Your body is not broken, and your metabolism is not your sworn enemy at all. It has simply been running for years without the correct operating instructions for your age. Now you have those precise instructions, and everything starts to shift tomorrow morning. 3 minutes tomorrow morning, and your entire metabolic trajectory begins to change forever.